Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent by one of our dear brother, and it reads like this. Hello, I did money rituals at a Sangoma through Facebook. I have a ghost that is haunting me, and the man is saying that I am supposed to sacrifice my mother. I was supposed to do it already last year, but I could not have her sacrificed. She was traveling on a taxi. I then told my mom that I wanted her to visit me from Durban to Joburg, where I am currently staying. When she was on the taxi, I could see my mother in a mirror. The person that I want to sacrifice, that I'm supposed to sacrifice, is brought before me, and I see that person inside of a mirror. And because I just felt so bad about sacrificing my own mother during the Christmas holidays, then I told the Tokoloshi not to do it. It is not time to shed blood. The taxi that she was traveling on, it only had a small tire puncture. If I had given the go ahead to the Tokoloshi, this taxi was going to have a big tire puncture and it was going to overturn, killing a lot of people along with my mother. This is what has made the traditional healer that assisted me via Facebook to be very angry at me. Never trust a foreign sangoma, guys. I am telling you, South Africa, no xenophobia here. I am a man that is suffering right now. I wish that I had just stayed with my job that I was doing, not going to consult because I had lost my husband. Please, brother, if you see it fit, I want you to post this story on each and every platform where you are posting these confessions. I am a man that was raised in a very strong Christian house, and I come from a family that prays. I was a proud man. I was proud of the way that I was working so hard for my family, but I did not know that my wife, she was going to end up cheating on me. My wife was my rock. That is why the Bible says that you should never trust in anyone, because once you trust in a person, then the devil will come in. That is what I had done. I had put all of my trust in my wife, but things, when they did not work out, when I found out that it was him who had been cheating on me all along, even though she had been claiming that I was cheating on him. And this made me to hate anything that has to do with Christianity. I just said everyone who is a Christian is fake. Brother, I am regretting to this very day. I am a man who is lonely. I might be having a good girlfriend, but it does not mean that I am happy with that girlfriend. I am a man that owns a house that is full of expensive things, but I am watching my own leg as it is rotting from the inside. I have cancer that the doctors have told me that it cannot be cured. The doctors from the private sector, they love money. They will give you each and every medical explanation so that they can keep on getting money from you. But once you see even the private doctors telling you that, as for now, the only thing that they can do for you is pain relief medication, then you know that you are done. I am only getting pain relief from the leg that is rotting from the inside. There is some time when it starts to smell really bad. I am really waiting for God to take my last breath on this earth. My problems, they started in the year 2010. My wife of 12 years had left me. It was not just a breakup, it was a distraction. I had found some pictures on the email. What my wife had done was so cruel. And because she did not want me to know that she and her colleague, they used to make love in the office, she created a new Gmail. That is where she used to store the pictures in her email. And when I found out about this, I was heartbroken. I found these pictures by chance. There was this other work computer that she brought home. We did not have internet during those days, but then we managed to get internet in our home. I connected the computer, and then that was when I discovered that there were some emails, and I found that There were photos that she had kept in the email, which meant that she really loved her boyfriend. When I confronted him, she then told me that she did not want me anymore. She refused to tell me why was it that she did not want to be with me anymore. She took the kids, she took the furniture, she took everything. I was left with nothing. I started from the bottom up. I still remember that I was now staying in a one-bedroom flat with nothing but a mattress. I wanted to show him, I wanted to show her family that I could become much bigger and I could have a lot of money. And she had thrown away someone that was going to become wealthy in life. It was in early 2011. Then there was this other man who told me about sangomas that were assisting people on Facebook. I said that you are lying to me, man. Can I find someone on Facebook that can help me? And that man told me that he had seen sangomas that were busy advertising on Facebook. Let me tell you a story. Before people had started scamming on Facebook, there used to be real sangomas, real sangomas that wanted to assist people. When the Nigerians saw that there are sangomas that are saying that they can make you to become rich on Facebook, they started to act. They were just stealing the same information and putting it on their own profiles. So I was lucky but unlucky that when I thought of doing Ukutwala in 2011, there were not a lot of scammers on Facebook. That is how I managed to meet a real Sangoma. This man, strangely enough, even though he was a foreign man, but he told me that he had his base in Lesotho. That was where we were supposed to go to. We went there, and when I arrived at his base in Lesotho, he told me that he was going to give me a life that I had always wanted. He said that you are going to have a lot of money, but you are supposed to sacrifice. When I tell you that it is time to sacrifice, I do not want to hear any kind of excuses from you. I want my sacrifice. If my Tokoloshis want something, you need to grant them the blood that they want. Are you willing to do such a thing? And I agreed. I was taken to a graveyard where I was made to perform a ritual that involved a black god, that I spilled the blood of that god and they bathed me with the blood of that goat. And after they had bathed me with the blood of the goat, they told me that the covenant had already been done. So this meant that I belonged to the dead spirits, the spirits of the dead, and a Tokoloshim was created on that day. I was told that the Tokoloshim was going to follow me back to South Africa. I waited. He told me that I was eventually going to make a lot of money. I waited and I waited. I came back, brother. By June, I was still waiting for my money, but there was no money at all. That was when an idea crossed my mind, and this was the idea that crossed my mind. I said, let me try to start a construction business. I then started marketing myself back in the location where I grew up in, KZN. And when my mom, when she found out that I had been handing people flyers about me running a construction business, she even asked me if I really had a construction business in Joburg. I told her that indeed I had a construction business in Joburg. For the traditional healer, he told me that he does not deal like in magic money. He deals in money that comes to you through the business that you would have started. It does not matter how big or how small the business is. In the village, when I had marketed myself, there were people that started calling me. Even I was doubting. And they said, am I going to become a millionaire just by making cement bricks? Because a lot of people that came to me that wanted me to assist them, they wanted me to make cement bricks for them. So the healer had said, it does not matter what kind of a job that you're going to be doing. All that I want is for you to do that job. You will see a lot of money. When someone would have paid me 2,000, then when I would wake up, I would see 7,000 rands in the place where I would have put that 2,000. So my business, it just exploded. I then came to Joburg. I started to get jobs from white people. Those that are in the construction industry, you know that the white people, they only hire other white guys to renovate their houses. If you see a black company doing the job, it is through a subcontract. So I started to get these subcontracts. The time when I made money, I got a subcontract to renovate a mall that I can't mention the name of that mall. That is when I made real good money. I started to buy expensive cars, and my ex-wife, she started to see that this man is making it in life. But I did not know that the blood of the people that I love the most was supposed to be sacrificed. The first time when the Tokoloshi rejected the blood of the goat, because I used to go to the river whenever I would have a dream of a graveyard, me being in a graveyard, I was supposed to go to the river, then I slaughter a goat. If I bought a black goat, it was not supposed to be with any colors. So I would go to the farms and look for a goat with only one color. If it was brown, it was supposed to be brown throughout. So then I would take it and I would go to the river, any river, it was fine, where I could slaughter that goat, and then I would offer the blood mixed with milk to the Tokoloshi. I would hear these Tokoloshis speaking in the bushes nearby, but I could not see them properly. And when I would be walking back to my car, I had been given one simple rule to never turn back to look back to see what was taking place. This was the rule that I was supposed to follow at all the times. Otherwise, the ghost and the Tokoloshi, it was going to come and harm me. These were the ghosts of the people that I went and I had an agreement with at the shrine when I was in Lesotho and I was taken to the graveyard. So I kept on doing this until the spirits and the Tokoloshis, they started to reject the blood mixed with the milk, and I was supposed to sacrifice one that I loved the most. I was supposed to sacrifice my sister, but I negotiated with the Tokoloshi and I said it is better that my sister's daughter die. So my sister's daughter, she passed away. She woke up and she was dead. No one knows what really happened to him. But when she was killed by the Tokoloshi, I was in the room. I just saw two hands that came out of a big black blanket that was suspended in the air. I could not see the person that was behind that blanket. I saw two black hands that came out, and then this person started to fight with my sister's daughter until the hands suffocated my sister's daughter. That is how she passed away. When I went for the funeral, I started crying. That is when I made a decision that I do not want to sacrifice anyone again, because I saw the pain that my sister was going through as they were burying her daughter. So when the Tokoloshis came back again, they wanted blood, but I was not willing to sacrifice anyone again. So once you refuse to do what you have been told by the Sangoma to do, that is when you realize the dangers of Ubutwala. It is not a gift. It is a business contract. If you fail to deliver in a business contract, things will go really bad. It was in the year 2023. I woke up and I saw that I had a bruise on my leg. This bruise, I was not supposed to scratch it. That is what I was told by one Sangoma who has been walking with me on this journey of cancer. He told me that once you wake up and you have a bruise that you do not understand, or you have been scratched by something that you do not know, you are not supposed to scratch it, because when you rub it or scratch it, it means that the charms, they are sinking much deeper into your blood, and it will be very difficult for any Sangoma to cure you. So my leg could not heal. Made the mistake of rubbing the wound, scratching the wound, because it was so itchy and painful. I went to the doctors. They did all of the tests that you can think of, but each and every time when the results came back, I was told that I had aggressive cancer of the bone and soft tissue. But here is the strange part, brother. The doctors one of the doctor who was a black woman, she sat with me one day as we were talking in the office, and she was like, I used to have a relative of mine. He once had cancer, but he ended up going to a sangoma. She was just hypothetically telling me about her own relative that did not exist. She was just afraid to tell me, to give me advice to go to a sangoma, since your doctors are not allowed to do such a thing. So I ended up going to a sangoma who told me that I was supposed to return back to that shrine. I communicated with the sangoma. He was friendly the first time around. I went to him and he told me that I was supposed to perform the ritual that he had sent his Tokoloshi to tell me about, and my mother was supposed to die. I was afraid that if my mother died, then it meant that I would be living for nothing. Over the years, I've been thinking about it. I have tried to sacrifice my mother countless times, but I don't know if it is the Holy Spirit that stops me, because whenever I think about doing it, there is this sudden feeling of sadness that comes over me that makes me to stop thinking about sacrificing my mother, even though it is hurting me quite a lot. I am supposed to sacrifice, and if I do not sacrifice, I am going to die. I was told that if I do not sacrifice, this was in 2025, you have 3 years left to live, which means that by 2028, I would have died. I have gone to different sangomas. Some of them, they are just scammers. I go to them and then they will say that they are going to cancel the cancer ritual, but after I would have given them money, sometimes they don't even help you at all. I need help. I am desperate for help, guys. If you know any sangoma that might assist me, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Home is in Durban, but I am currently based in Joburg. If you know a powerful sangoma in Durban, please drop the link in the comment section, or you can even tell me where I can find anyone here in Joburg. I would be grateful. I do not want to die. I feel as if I still have a lot that I need to achieve. Please, God, do not let me die right now. This is not the time, I believe, for me to die. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us speak with our brother in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.